G'day folks, what's going on? It's Jacob. In this one, I want to hook you up with a one-page resource here, and this is going to be for a few different types of people. Someone who's trying to build a new coaching or consulting business and wants something that they can ultimately grow to 6 to 7 figures. Someone who's got an existing online business and is maybe looking to integrate coaching or consulting services. Maybe you've got an audience, personal brand, that type of thing, and you want to layer in selling your knowledge, or someone who's got an existing coaching or consulting business, but you're stuck, you're lacking clarity, you're not really sure where to kind of take everything, and you want to pause, line in the sand type moment, get a lot of clarity, and then be able to really move forward. Okay, I call this the one-page business plan, and my goal with it is to get you a lot of clarity so that you can then go and implement and build from here. Okay, so these are 4 categories, and then the last one's kind of split into 2 subcategories that you need a lot of clarity on in order to be able to really rock and roll with your coaching or consulting business. If you can't answer these questions, very challenging. You may not have perfect answers to all of them at any given point in time, depending on where your business is at, but get them on the page and then focus on really dialing them in. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the 4 categories, and then I'm going to give you the example from my business, because we use the same framework to dial our stuff in, right? So first things first, who? Really simple. Who do you help? Specifically, name the type of person, right? So for me, it's coaches and consultants. That's who I work with. When I had my affiliate marketing program, it was affiliate marketers. That's who I worked with. So who is the type of person, right? Now, how specific, how detailed you want to get with this, it depends on the situation. And if we do some work together directly, we can help you with that. But you want to be able to categorize the type of person as a baseline starting point. You want to be careful not to go too mega broad. Like business owners, probably too broad, right? If you can dial in a certain type of business, now we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, so that's the first layer. Second thing is what. Okay, you need to be able to define what they are struggling with, what problems they have, and what they are fed up with. Okay, a couple of examples of what we help our clients with in this bucket, right? One, a lot of them are sick of being chained to their desk all day on sales calls, and the model that we help them deploy, which I call my social selling system, you can see over here, which I walk through in this video. There'll be a link to this in the description. We have a piece of it that's called our no-call sales system, and everything that we do before that ultimately feeds it. So a lot of coaches and consultants are sick of doing these 45-minute, 1-hour strategy sessions. We have a model that helps them get off the phone. What that means is that you can literally send messages on Facebook Messenger, Instagram, even over email, LinkedIn, and close 1K, 5K, 10K. We've done all the way up to $50,000 deals without needing to do strategy sessions. Clears the calendar, right? Also, people who maybe have had a big sales team and they don't want to manage those people anymore because they've been on the phone trying to deal with all of the shit that comes up. Clears the calendar because now they have a much more leverage way to sell. So that's one of the things that we have a lot of people come to us for help with, right? Second thing is they're sick of starting each month from zero, right? So what are they fed up with? Starting each month from zero. How we fix this, we're going to get to in the next section. But it is a problem that people get really annoyed with, because it gets to the first of the month, we're back at zero, we're going to go again, we're going to build all the way up, okay? They get sick of complex funnels, launches, events, a big team, just general complexity, a lot of inputs into the business, a lot of things that they have to do and manage and pay attention to and give energy to on a daily basis. They're fed up with, they're struggling with complexity, and they want to simplify and eliminate that, and inconsistent revenue, right? These are major things that we help our people with. Okay, so that is the what. What are they struggling with? What problems do they have? And what are they really fed up with? Okay, so put that on one side of the table for a second. The next one is where. Okay, and this is where do they want to go, and where will you take them when you work together in a coaching, consulting, mentorship capacity. Okay, now here's the really cool thing is, in a lot of cases, what you can simply do is take your what factors and invert them, flip them on their head, right? So inconsistent revenue, we help our people get to 30 to 50K per month. Sick of being on calls all day, we help them ditch their sales calls. Sick of starting each month from zero, we help them shift a large percentage of their income to be monthly recurring revenue, right? Sick of complex funnels, launches, teams, big events, lean team, and simple ops, right? So that's why I said put it to the one side for a second, because at the other side, you've got your where do they want to go and where will you take them, is away from those problems, and that can really help you define the outcomes. Okay, so these should ideally align, right? And you can see in this example that I've given you, which is from my business, which you can see is aligned with all of this information over here. This is what we do. So if you're ever not sure of like, well, what problems do I solve and what outcomes do I get and all that kind of stuff, think about them as bookends, and then you can start at either one or the other. Like you can start at the outcome and kind of work back and go, well, what problem do they have to get to this outcome? Or start with the problem and go inverse, what outcome flows from this that's desirable for people, because then what you start to create is a very clear A and B scenario, or hell and heaven. And then you are ultimately creating the bridge between those 2 points, where they are now, where they want to go, right? What they're struggling with, all that kind of stuff. So, which brings me to the 4th major bucket that we need to be able to define, and then that splits into 2 sub buckets, which is how. Okay, and that is, how will you get them there? This is what we call method. And how will you do it together? And that's the product / the deliverables. So this splits down into 2 different sections. Okay, in my business, method, we have what I call the social selling system, where we use a combination of written and video content, written on Instagram, Facebook, email, plus video content like you're watching now. We do some short form stuff as well. We essentially create this world where people can come in, they can consume, they get value, they learn, eventually they reach out, and then over chat, we make an offer and close the deal, right? That's the model. Really, really simple. Content, combo, close. Okay, very simple, right? You can see it aligns. You don't need a big team, simple operations. We focus on selling an offer that builds MRR. We do it via chat, and then that's ultimately what fuels this. And you can see how that ties into what people are fed up with. So the method is the mechanism that you have built, you have named as your IP, your intellectual property, that bridges these 2 points for this person. Okay, so you can see how this is really all compounding, one on top of each other. Okay, and then the second sub point under how is, how will you do it together? Okay, and this is product / deliverables. For me, I have my inner circle, which is where I work closely with clients. Me and my team work closely with clients. We have a mastermind on Slack. There's a one-to-one component, and then there's a course, digital resources that we tap into in order to have a somewhat self-guided component of the program, and then we layer on the support and the community and everything over the top. There's no need to go into super particulars here, but the point is, when you've got your method, then you've got to go into a mode of figuring out, well, how will I deliver it? Okay, and you don't need to figure this out immediately. This has been through a lot of iterations for me. The deliverables, we've tested different types of deliverables. The other piece you could add in here if you wanted to is you could add duration, right? Like how long is it going to go for? And again, we've experimented with a lot of things, and you have to try and go, all right, well, maybe we should start with 4 months, and then you might go, no, we want a bit longer, go to 6, or you might try 12 and go, that's too long, so we're going to pare it back. But a lot of this you have to figure out in the market and see what the market responds to, but you have to set this baseline if you're building something new, be that this is your first time, or you've got an existing business, you want to layer this in, or if you're trying to reset, come back to these 4 points, and it'll really, 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 really help you simplify things in. And then from there, all of this flows into your offer. All of this flows into your branding, your messaging, your content. Everything builds off this one page. Okay, so if you aren't clear on the stuff that's on here, it's going to be challenging. Use this one pager. I'll put a link to this below so that you can make a copy, go and fill it out, and then you can build everything from there. Okay, appreciate you taking the time to watch this one with me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.